Hi, my name is Garnet. I created and starred in the series called the FunTape. I guess you can't call it a series because there's so many episodes. The funny thing is that I never meant for it to be a series. It was sort of a way to help me cope with the fact of going away to school and leaving home. I never been away from home at the time for that long, so I just created this tape to sort of, in a way, take home with me. So basically, I would just videotape all these events that me and my friend Kyle and my brother and a whole bunch of other people. I would show like what we would do, different little scenarios like playing video games, basketball, things like that. And then I was thinking of a title. What can I do? I just had to call it something, so I called it the tape. I really couldn't think of anything, but I thought to myself, gee, that's weak. That's kind of stupid. So what can I call it to sort of sum up all the fun things that we do on a regular basis? And I thought, why not the FunTape? It's simple, to the point, and so it stuck. So while at school, I would watch the tape all the time, and over and over again, and I was like, this is nice, but it's not enough. So like every time I would come back to New York, I would make another tape, then another, and then after a while, we got a little series going. So the way I would describe the FunTape, the genre, I think it would be an interactive reality show. It's not like other reality shows on TV, like Real World or Survivor, because in those type of shows, it's edited and it's shown in sort of a studio audience format, and it's edited however the way the director feels will boost ratings. He'll show certain parts and then leave out this or that. No, this is much more different. The FunTape is it's raw and unedited. So whatever you see rolling is exactly what you would get. And the reason I call it interactive is everything is shown from the perspective of the camera. So it allows the viewer to see as if he were there, living, the moment. Experience like everything that we were experiencing. Laugh when we laugh, cry when we cry, or get angry, or whatever. And I think that's good, to let the viewer relate to what was happening in the scene. I think these tapes are really important as far as like our bond of friendship, because especially with events such as 9/11, which happened a little before the creation of the FunTape 2. And the reason I say is because, that's the time when everybody woke up and said, we're not guaranteed tomorrow. So I'm really making an effort not to sound morbid here, but it's sort of a way to sort of, I don't know, one could see it as a way to commemorate someone, how they were as a person, or not only that, if someone were to have children, they could watch these tapes or DVDs now, and say, this is how mom or dad was like when they were younger, So in a way, that would be a good experience. Don't be like this, by the way. I really enjoyed the things we got to do as a group. I used to when we were younger, they used to direct these recordings prior to the creations of the FunTape. And I remember I used to do, which the other guys can attest to, I used to do these recordings based on the Power Rangers, but sort of in a different way. Like, how would the Power Rangers be if they actually lived in the real world? You know, they weren't all corny and, you know, happy-go-lucky and, you know, and all nicey to everybody. And I would type out these scripts because I wanted it to go a certain way. You know, and so, you know, basically, you know, so someone's not standing there in front of the microphone, you know, like this, and doesn't know what to say. These guys were like fish out of water. I mean, they really did not know what to do. They were horrible actors. But I mean, it was still fun. It was very funny. It was fun when things were unscripted and sort of disorganized. You know, which is the overall theme of the FunTape. You know, just raw, just like unscripted, unedited. I mean, one may watch one of these DVDs, one of these tapes, and say, you know, what was the point of that? Like, why did they do that? Or why are they taping, you know, when they're playing video games? You know, don't they do anything? Don't they do anything else? You know, to sort of explain that, you know, yes, there was a lot of downtime where, you know, we just went nowhere. We basically, usually we had no money to go anywhere, but there was a lot of downtime, and, you know, and besides, you know, that's a lot of the things we were into, just, you know, hanging out at Kyle's house mostly, playing video games, things like that. But, you know, we went out, you know, usually the places we went out to were places where it was inappropriate or impossible to bring a camcorder, you know. For example, Hershey Park, you know, I was only able to take the bus rides to and from Hershey Park because the park didn't allow at the time any bags or camcorders for fear of, you know, them possibly being a bomb, you know, after the 9/11 terrorist attacks, which really made me mad because, you know, there's so much to see in the park, and that would have made a great episode. Yeah, like I said, you know, with the FunTape, you know, this is us, you know, this is what we do. If I had a favorite FunTape, I think it would have to be, to be honest, I like a couple of the tapes. I think it would have to be FunTape 1, 2, 4, the end of 9, and some of 10. Yeah, it's basically every time we were together as a group in our entirety, like all 6 or 7, about 7 of us. Because it was much more fun. It was like all our different personalities were sort of complementing and feeding off of each other. You know, we're just bouncing off the walls and everything, all retarded, and, you know, having fun. And I think the audience, the viewer, would feel would have a lot more fun with us. You know, sort of live in the moment. Also, you know, like I said before, sort of an interactive sort of thing. And especially the girls, they're a goofy bunch. The Lauren and Sylvia, because they sort of balance out the male personalities that me, Kyle, Matt, and Ronald, Tyrone bring to the table. So I think it's good chemistry when we're all together, and I think the audience or viewer would find that much more entertaining. I feel the FunTape wouldn't be where it is without its characters. I mean, of course, the locations, like Kyle's house mainly, can be counted as a character because, we're there often enough. There's probably like at least 20 titles in, Kyle's crib or at the Constantino headquarters or at 431. I always try to think of like little clever ways to describe the same thing. But I'm talking about like the main characters, like myself and the rest. Like, I wish I could have been in front of the camera a little more, because I'm usually behind the camera just talking and laughing out loud at Kyle or Tyrone or whoever's antics. I think I've gotten more airtime in this little interview than I have in the whole FunTape series. My brother Matt, I think he's the biggest FunTape enthusiast. Like he adores the series. I think is more enthusiastic about the whole series than even I am, believe it or not. I think you could call him the FunTape archiver because he could tell you. You could ask him, what happened, when did this scene happen, and he could tell you the time, the time, the place, the date, the setting, what the temperature was, what I was wearing, which way I looked, anything, and he would tell me all this trivia, and I would be like, okay, that's enough already. Kyle. What can I say about Kyle? He's a peculiar boy. He's a peculiar young man. The things he did. I mean, I've known him for 20 plus years. The things he does. I don't know. I mean, I know I did a mockumentary about his antics, whether they were just pure insanity or drug induced or something like that. But I mean, I thought about it. I mean, I think he most of that stuff is either is pure insanity or he just does it, for the sake of experimenting. Like any scientist would do to, just to see what would happen if I did this or that. But it's. I don't know. He's kind of a sicko sometimes, but he does have good moments. I mean, he's very open. He opened his home to all of us. I was playing. That was mainly like the nerve center, the headquarters of our meeting ground of the FunTape, and I think we owe a lot to him for that. Kyle's sister Lauren, she always had like a little songbird sort of tone to her voice, to be like hello or something like that, like she's in The Sound of Music or something. She takes Smile for the Camera to a whole other level. Every time the camera's pointing at her, she's posing, she's voguing or something like that. Like every shot is like she's like preparing for a major TV audition or something like that. But I don't know. She brought a lot to the series, like her bubbly personality and everything. We managed to get some scenes of when her and her brother clash, and that was always entertaining. But she was a great character. Ronald, very laid back. I think I have more in common with Ronald than I do with anybody. He likes anime, he likes all that other stuff. The only thing I have against him is that it was almost like pulling teeth trying to get him to come up to visit and it's especially hard now to get him or everybody together. We're all growing up and everything like that. We have jobs and obligations and things like that. But I understand all that stuff, but you could make a small effort. But I was glad to get whatever footage I had of him, and whatever I could get. But he's a good kid. Sylvia, what to say about Sylvia? She's basically the other half of the Lauren Sylvia dynamic duo. Basically, every time she's over, her and Lauren doing their own thing. Just fiddling around with this. I would normally cut into whatever they're doing, and just for the sake of footage and just out of pure curiosity, just to see what's going on and everything. But they tend to prefer their privacy and everything, best friend thing or something like that. She didn't get a lot of airtime on the series, but I tend to see her more when the cameras weren't rolling than I did when I had the camera on her. Who else? Oh, Tyrone. I think Tyrone is one of the funniest guys on the planet because it's weird. Like you would just hear me on the floor every time Tyrone just said something, especially with what he was telling the story about Kyle's dad and everything in our kitchen, and it's I don't know, it's funny. Like it's funny because he would say things that you would normally say in your mind, but he would just go out and just say it, just say whatever is on his mind, and we're just like, what did you say? And then it's just funny, but don't see him much anymore, but I probably see him again someday. But like I said, we're pretty dynamic cast of characters. We have tremendous chemistry. I think in closing, I could say I'm glad I had a chance to preserve the FunTape on DVD. Kind of preserve, keep it, immortalize it forever. I really consider it more precious than gold. These are memories that you just can't ever ever retrieve anytime other than when we did. I never did it for any monetary gain. Like the Osbournes, I never intended for it to be some sort of picked up by any major network or something like that. It'd be nice though, get some dough out of it, do something you enjoy. But no, the only motivation was our small little circle. We enjoyed it. To have a chance to look at ourselves from a third person and just laugh at ourselves, just say, yeah, I remember doing that. It serves as evidence too. If someone, i.e. Kyle, tries to deny that he did a certain thing, it's right there on tape. Just press rewind and pause, play, rewind, fast forward, do all that stuff. But I really enjoyed doing this whole series, and I hope whoever watches it has a chance to enjoy it as well.